Hey y'all, it's me JaNiiah and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a different type of video. It's going to be a sit down, just talking about things I wish I knew before I turned 18. So we're just going to get right into it. I'm also going to be doing my makeup and my vanity is right here, so I might not be looking directly at the camera at all times, but just know I'm looking at y'all. So let's get started. So first, I like to use this headband my boyfriend got me. I just think it's really cute. I don't know why I decided to get it in white, but it's cute. So my little bunny ears, it hides my edges looking crazy. I'm going to be doing like a light makeup look. Hold on, y'all. Let me go get my earrings real quick. Okay, y'all, I am back. So now let's get started. I have to get my cute little earrings. Like I said, I'm going to be doing my makeup while I'm like talking about everything. So let's just get right into it. So the first thing I wish I knew, also I have a notebook right here to keep track of everything. The first thing I wish I knew is it only goes up from here, like seriously. And I'm not even saying that in like a, like, I don't even know, but y'all, it goes up from here. For me personally, I really struggled with like figuring out what I want to do and like just like trying to figure out what path I wanted to go to, because I have literally thought about doing so many things like in my life. I thought about, okay, so when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a pediatrician. Now I don't even know how I knew what that was, but like I had always been interested in like, you know, helping people and like doctors, not interested in like going to the doctor, but like just interested in what they do really. So I was like, like I want to be a pediatrician. Mind y'all, this was when I was in like elementary school, so I really don't know how I knew what that was, but I did. And once I started, like as I kept getting older, I kept like, you know, when you're little you look at, oh, I want to do this, but you're not looking at like which schools you need to attend to do that and like how long schooling is, and you know, you're not looking at all of those factors. You're just looking at what it is. So as I got older, I'm like, whoa, like okay, this is saying like it takes 13 years, and now like I'm starting to understand time. Not calling myself, you know, stupid or anything, but like I'm starting to understand time, and like 13 years is a long time. Like that is a long time for schooling for me. Not for, I'm not speaking for everyone, but like for me 13 years is a really long time to be going to school. Like I don't, you know, I don't want to be going to school for that long. So once I found that out, I was like, yeah, okay, this is like, oh, this is obviously not for me. So that's when I got interested in being a, what's it called, physician assistant. Now that schooling is also pretty long, but it wasn't as long as it is to be a pediatrician. So I was, you know, I was fine with that one. I was fine with it, middle school. Then I hit high school and I was like, okay, now I need to like lock in. I need to have a good GPA. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, when I was in high school I did not have the best GPA graduating. So I was like, yeah, like this is not even an option anymore. I don't have the best GPA, so it's gonna be harder for me to get into school. And then I started to doubt myself because my grades, they started like slipping a little bit. Because you know, it's high school, like it's getting harder to do the work, like not harder to do the work, but like the work itself is getting like hard to understand. You know, I would like go to teachers for help and stuff, but it was just so hard for me. So I was just starting to doubt myself, and I was like, let me just go ahead and get that out of my mind. Like I won't be doing that. Then I found out about radiology. I found out it's good pay, the schooling isn't that long, so I was like, okay, this is cool. I can do this. Don't mind my chair, y'all. It's like kind of ghetto. But yeah, I was like, okay, like I can do this. This is easy. Like it's not too much for me to like, you know, go to school, get it done. This is before I like realized this is college. Like this is college. It's college level thinking for the classes. So I was like, okay, use my brush actually. I was like, okay, like this is kind of hard a little bit. I got into college. I did my prereqs. Well, I was doing my prereqs and I started to realize like, wait a minute, like this stuff is like very confusing for me. Like I'm not understanding. Like I'm getting help from the professors. Like my classes, I went to a community college, so like my classes were hybrid, meaning it was fast paced, but I'd also only have like 2 in-person classes. So it was like, I don't know, y'all, it was, I've been through it, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so after that I kind of just like, I don't know, I started to really stress myself because I'm like, okay, I graduated high school. I graduated high school early actually. So I thought, you know, I graduate early. I figure it out when I graduate. Like I'll be done with high school. I can figure out like which route I want to take. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, I was like, I can figure out which route I want to take. I can figure out like if I want to go to college. I started thinking about the military. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what I was talking about. As y'all can tell, I'm a yapper. But yeah, I thought about all of that stuff. I feel like anyone who has like had a hard time figuring out what they want to do in life has thought about the military. Or if you're someone who has like come from a military family, like you have thought about it, because my dad was actually in the military. So he was like, of course he was suggesting like, you know, if you don't know what you want to do, like go to the military, figure it out while you're in there. And yeah, but the thing that held me back from the military is, I'm sure y'all can guess, I know I don't have to say too much, but just know that's what held me back from going in. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that, because I know if I got sent somewhere that I didn't want to be, I would go crazy. Like I would literally go freaking insane. I'd be like, get me out of here. Like I'll go to the pen, like, you know. So yeah, eventually though, after all of that, you know, going back and forth, going to college classes and not being able to finish, well, of course I finished some classes, but I'm not gonna lie, the class that got me was the anatomy class. That class was so hard for no reason. Like when I first got in there, I'm like, okay, anatomy, I'm good with like, you know, the body and like all of that. I'm good with science. Like I am good at science. That has always been my best subject in school, science. I'm good with science, I'm good with anatomy. Then I got in the class and the professor is like, okay, we're gonna start this. First thing we started talking about chemical compounds. Like we're talking about chemistry, which of course I understand. Like it's an anatomy class. Like I don't expect anything less. It's anatomy, like the body part. Yeah, there's chemistry in that, like, you know. So I'm like, okay, I meet 2 friends in the class, it's all good. We're like, okay, we're gonna like meet up to study. I'm like, okay, cool, because I need that. Like I need a support group right now. Boom, I never met up to study with them, by the way, but that's, I kind of feel bad. Well, I don't really feel bad because I didn't do anything, but like, you know, I probably should have met up with them. Maybe if I studied with them, I would have passed the class and still been in college for the sonography, well, the radiology. But yeah, so after all of that, I ended up not going back to college. I actually ended up the next school semester, I ended up registering for a dental assistant program. If you guys do not know, which I'm sure you don't because I don't think I ever mentioned it, but my mom is actually a dental hygienist. So she kind of like asked me one day, she's like, have you ever thought about being a dental assistant? Not gonna lie, no, I have not. Like, I was always kind of grossed out by like the stories that my mom would tell, so I was like, I'm not really like interested in that, but I can try it out. I was like, I can try it out. Like, I don't know what else I'm doing right now, nothing. So I was like, yeah, like, let me just try this out. Maybe I'll like it, and you know, maybe that'll be what I end up doing. Long story short, that's what I ended up doing. So all good. We're gonna get into the next thing though. So the next thing, I am in a long distance relationship, y'all. When I tell you, long distance is not for the weak. And the last reason that I say that is because of trust issues, because I don't have any trust issues, he doesn't have any trust issues, so it kind of makes our like relationships stronger when you don't have trust issues and you're not like constantly worried about like what someone is doing. Because you know, we just have that trust in you. I mean, we've never given each other like a chance to not trust each other. Plus, this wasn't one of those like we knew each other when we were like younger or something and then we met and got together. Like, no, this was not that. This was more of like, so we met online actually, and you know, he like, we of course we went over the whole like, oh, like who did you talk to? Well, not who did you talk to, but like, you know, like how, like what was your past like. So we talk about the past, and he's being honest. I can tell he's being honest because of course all of his stories aren't like, oh, I didn't talk to anybody, I didn't do this with anybody. Like, his story wasn't like that, mine isn't like that. So I was like, okay, like maybe he's the one for me. Well, he is the one for me. I love my man. But yeah, so we hit it off right from there. We met in person and stuff, and then we've been inseparable ever since then. Actually, he's coming tomorrow to see me, or yeah, tomorrow. So yeah, that part isn't really something I wish I knew, but I only say that because I had never been in a long distance relationship, like never even planned on it. I was the type of person that was like, long distance is not for me. Like, I can't do it because I'm not going to be able to like be up under my person. And here I am in a long distance relationship. I don't regret it though, you know. It's hard, but it's not as bad as like you would think. The only bad part is like not being able to constantly see the person that you know, your person. That's the worst part about it, which is good because that's the worst part. But yeah, me and him, I mean, we make it easy on each other as well. Like, we're constantly reassuring each other. We FaceTime every night. Well, we stay on FaceTime really until either I go to work or he goes to work. But right after work, like, we're right back on the phone. So it's like, you know. But yeah, so that part, like I said, isn't really something I wish anyone told me, but I only say that because, like I said, I have never been in a long distance relationship, so it was something different for me at 18, because I so happened to get into one when I turned 18. I don't regret, like I said, I don't regret my long distance relationship. I actually love it because we get our personal time when we're away from each other, and then like once we are like, you know, together, we can really like love each other and like be all over each other and stuff. And that's what like really makes seeing each other special to me, because like we're not always in each other's butts. Like pause, we're not always in each other's butts though. So that's what I love about that. The next thing, this is a really big thing for me right now, is making friends. Y'all, I don't know what, like, why I didn't take advantage of making all of my childhood friends when I was younger, but I really wish I would have like established a long friend group, not a big friend group, because I don't want a big friend group, because in my experience with friend groups, it's too much drama, and then it's like everyone is talking about each other in the group, and like I just can't do it, y'all. I've been there, done that, and I do not want to do that again. It was a terrible experience. But not gonna lie, the reason we're not friends anymore is definitely my fault. But I mean, y'all, the group was literally like so toxic, so I'm not even like upset about us not being friends anymore. But now I do have a best friend though, so I'm grateful for her. She's really nice, really sweet. And we've been best friends for I think 3 years now, which is a pretty long time. Like, we don't argue or anything, or like we don't argue in like a we're falling out type of way. Like, when we argue, it's usually like petty stuff. Like, it's not even arguments. Like, I wouldn't even call it an argument, because in my opinion, we've never argued. But like, we'll go on our little like back and forth thing, but it wouldn't be like on no like serious argument where we're like really getting offensive over whatever it is we're talking about. But yeah, but it has been so hard to like make friends. Like, I don't know if it's me like just being like awkward or something, which I'm not awkward, but it's like a lot of girls nowadays, like they're not friendly. I am a very friendly person. I'm very confident in saying that, because that's how I show myself. I am very friendly. If you meet me like in person, if you see me in person, I'm always smiling. Now in public, sometimes if someone's like looking at me crazy and like I could see that they're just looking crazy just to look crazy, I might like look at them weird. But like, I won't be on, like, I don't just mug people is what I'm trying to say. I don't mug people for no reason. Like, if I'm mugging you, it's probably because you're mugging me and looking at me crazy. I don't do that. But I don't know where to start like to make friends, because the only places that like I have made friends or like connections has been like school, and like when I was little it was like dance class or gymnastics class. It was something like that. It was never like a public event or something. Like, it's always been some type of class or something. Like, I don't know. That's the only place I have, you know, met people. But that's neither here nor there. But that's how my makeup is looking, y'all. Let me just spray it. The last topic I'm gonna talk about is moving out. I think that is a very big thing for me. It's very hard. Like, hold on, y'all. Sorry, I'm a little ghetto. But it's very hard to plan moving out or even think about moving out. And the main reason being like how expensive it is. Like, I literally can't even think about moving out without being charged with a light bill or a gas bill. Like, it is crazy how expensive everything is nowadays. Like, and I'm 18, so it's like I know I have time to like think about moving out, or I have time to really save my money because I live with my parents still. But it's like, how much money? Like, I'm looking at apartments. Why is a studio $1,500? Like, hello? Like, what are we doing now? But I'm not gonna lie, in my area, it's a very expensive area to live in anyway, but it's very safe here. So it's like, you know, when like you grew up somewhere and it's like you're so used to it and it's so nice and safe living here that it's just like everything is sunshines and rainbows over here. Like, I don't want to leave. So I've been looking at places over here, me and my boyfriend, because he plans on moving down here next June when he finishes school. So we've been looking, and I'm like, I mean, we can afford it. but we would have to save money. And then it's like I get to thinking, like, how are people able to afford this, like, without anyone? Like, it's crazy. But I mean, I guess you have, that's why you have to go to school and get a good job so that you can afford nice things like that. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. Make sure y'all like, comment down below, and subscribe, and give me more video ideas to do, and I will try to get those out to y'all. Love y'all.